I'm Brigham Larson with Brigham Larson Pianos. We are giving away a restoration, a piano restoration. We do lots and lots of restorations, probably about 100 a year, and the vast majority of them have a significant family history. They have a story that goes along with them. They've blessed the lives of family members, often for 2 generations, 3 generations, 4, sometimes even more, and so it's a very meaningful object, a very meaningful piece of family history. And so where it has in the past blessed all of these generations, people are hoping to restore it, to enable these pianos to endure for another few generations and bless lots more lives. Most of these pianos that we redo, they're 100 years old, sometimes more, sometimes 120, 130 years old, and they're in rough condition simply because of age. Of course, they've been loved and used, but they're just old. So, by the way, if you go to BrighamLarsonPianos.com, it's the very first thing you see: Piano Legacy Project Restoration Giveaway. So you can enter there. So that gives instructions on how to enter your story. I haven't seen this video yet, so we're going to be watching this video together. This one of our most recent entries. Let's check it out.
In the early 1980s, my parents bought this piano at a garage sale for $400. They actually bought it before they were even married, and it was the first piece of furniture they owned together. That should tell you how important it was for my mom to have a piano in her home.
Priority number 1.
She loved music and wanted to pass that on to her children as well. The piano was always a centerpiece in our home, the backdrop to many childhood pictures. But the previous owners had spray painted the piano black, and Mom hated that. So after living with it for about 10 years, she stripped it down and repainted it. Yes, that is the same piano. As time went on, the piano became more than just a photo backdrop. It eventually became the source of many musical numbers as each of my siblings and I learned to play. Whether it was a solo performance, a duet, or as accompaniment for vocals or other instruments, the piano was a gathering place for our family. Here's a video that was recorded in the late 1990s. I'm playing the piano while my grandparents and siblings sing. Then Mom jumps in and helps Grandma find her notes. Less than 6 years after this video was recorded, Mom passed away after a relatively short battle with cancer. Then high school friends and extracurricular activities began to dominate life, and soon all of us had grown up and moved out of the house. The piano was moved to the basement, where it sat neglected and largely forgotten. Years later, when I bought my first house, Dad helped me move the piano out of the basement and into my home. I should also mention this piano has been all over the country. When my parents bought it, they lived in Southern California. In the 1990s, we moved to Kansas City.
Good animation.
I traveled out to Utah to find a place in my first home, and then I took it to Rhode Island for several years, and then finally back to California. I think it's happy to be closer to home. I've noticed the keys stick less often than they did in either Rhode Island or Utah. Here's the piano today. We believe it's over 100 years old.
For sure.
As I mentioned,
Probably
sometimes the
1890s.
keys stick after having been played for a bit. You'll hear me play it in just a minute, and it was tuned less than 2 months ago, so it doesn't sound terrible, but you'll see that it doesn't hold a tune very well, and it has at least one broken string. The wood on the bottom is rotting, so most of the screws have fallen out. And I have these boards underneath to keep the bottom from falling out as well. But look at this sweet memory of my mom. When she refinished it, she signed and dated it.
That is
And now,
charming.
as promised, here's what the piano sounds like today.
Some tuning going on in the background there. This is the store, that's not in the video.
Despite its failings, I feel honored to have this piano in my home as a reminder of my wonderful mother. It is truly a treasured family heirloom. However, as much as I would love to spend time playing this piano and return it to its former glory days, given its current condition, it's just not very much fun to play right now. And unfortunately, it's primarily returned to just being a photo backdrop. The best Mother's Day gift I can think of for my late mother, as well as everyone who loved her, would be to restore this piano that she cherished into something that can again bring music into the lives of her posterity. Thank you so much for your consideration and for the opportunity to share this story.
Yeah, it's a great story. So far, traversing 2 generations, and with all of that posterity, she's hoping for it to endure for many more generations, and then the piano would be a tribute to this woman that actually these kids, I mean, not too long from now, would never have even known her mother, who died, sounds like in the late 90s from cancer. So but she leaves that lasting legacy of the piano. Beautiful story. Thanks for your entry.